All right, video's on.
Martha usually is the one usually leave island.
Okay.
We just say go around the hour and she gets the touch.
Hi, Joanne. Very stressed. I talked to,
Hold on a second.
Hello, how are you?
I talked to Cindy today. She's been putting me through hell. And she told me yesterday that we would meet today down here. She wanted $2,100. I called her and I said I had the money. And her response was, "You do?" Like she was surprised. And she says, "Well, I've talked to the boss and he hung up on me." And then she said, "She called me back." And then it was like 20 minutes later, she talked to Chris and she talked to Bobby Hall, who got his house back from occupied homes. And Cindy tried to say to me, she said, "When the Indiana made a payment for 16 months, I said, you know, that's misleading. You refuse to accept payment. I've had Minnesota financing."
Wait, right. Why don't you and you pick whoever you'd like to come with, and let's go sit down and let's drink some water and let's just go on, sit in the conference room, okay? You okay?
I'm just upset because there's like everything on. I mean, we're supposed to be said and done.
So
You have.
So are you gonna? So is there gonna be a deal? I don't understand. We're all here because we want to witness, making sure.
And I would like to talk to one person, your
Sure.
representative, whoever you'd like to be.
To do what exactly?
I want to talk to Anita and find out from her what's going on. So it's
She's
fine.
told us what's going on. She can tell
Okay,
you
you
what's
want to
going
speak
on.
openly in front of everybody about this?
Apparently, when you
Yes.
dealt
No.
privately, you reneged on the deal.
No, not
Yeah.
her. Not her. She's
Oh,
going.
me. She's on our side.
This is this lady.
I just
has-
wanna-
Just relax,
Right.
okay?
Cindy-
That's why I
Cindy-
want to just talk with whoever you want to do. This doesn't have to get ugly. This is not,
Right.
Cindy,
whatever,
Cindy
okay?
is VP, senior mortgage person up in the main Minnesota branch,
Correct.
main office. Joanne Whitefeller, you changed her.
Yeah, Vice President of Community Development.
Good.
So I'm not
We
the-
like that.
I'm not the branch
And I'm
manager here
also
anymore.
working with the AIM homeless hotel,
Okay.
and it's just looking like it's something, you know, the women.
Oh, Anita, who was that for
I
you?
know you did, and
You were in foreclosure when we took this mortgage inside and helped you out. And who's the one that laid down for you and said, do this for her?
I explained.
I did that for you. So
I explained to Cindy, I said, you know what, Cindy, it was made a business, I wanted to see success, I wanted to be a part of the success. And I said, you know what, I didn't choose to get cut down my work hours, I didn't choose to do a vertical. I was over at
Anita,
Clinic.
you promised me that you were going to make your mortgage payments on time every time for 12 months, and we agreed to do this so that we could refinance you in a conventional mortgage. Remember that?
Right,
Okay.
but I did not
And
choose this.
Anita,
I understand.
I was one of those that was calling you every week and leaving you messages to call us and tell us what was going on during that time. Okay? I was one of those, and so was Naomi, and so was Cindy. And once you get past a certain point, there's nothing you can do.
No, that's
So-
not true.
so-
I had Minnesota Financing Agency's federal agency call and text Cindy, she refused. I had it.
It was too late by that point.
So,
No, it's not. It was before this tariff service. It was over $1,800.
so can we just note that yesterday we were told by Cindy Kuntz that at 12 today we would meet with her or talk to her.
And drive down here
What
and hand over the money.
Woodlands Bank was negotiating with Anita to do is to allow her to rent her home.
Yes, and
she
then
needed to let us know by noon today if she had the money that they had to discuss
and when
for
did she
rental purposes.
and when did she
The homeownership, that issue has already been done, and that was finalized on April 23rd.
So, and when did she call to do that? When did she come to actually do that? It was noon.
So you needed her to respond saying that she had the money for the deal.
Right.
And she did.
And she did.
Right.
It was not before noon.
When was it?
Pardon?
When was it?
I'm not sure of the exact time, I just heard from Cindy that it was afternoon.
It was 12:04.
12:04 is what you called.
Okay.
So do you think that that's a legitimate thing to say that 12:04 is too
Not
far
my
after?
call to say whether it was legitimate or not, but the agreement that you had was that it would be done by noon.
Well, then we need a new agreement then.
We're done.
So you're not going to help?
We're just starting.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
But I just want to acknowledge, Anita, that I have been here for you and worked with you and helped you, and I have tried to help you keep your home. And this is not the first time you've been in this situation.
Actually, remember when that phone conversation, the phone conference with City happened? You know, it took over 2 months to actually sit down and sign papers with her. When I'm walking into the bank and Romania
Why
Bank
didn't
with
you
her,
walk in and talk to me?
I told.
Why didn't you
know
call
how many
me?
times she was on
Why
vacation?
didn't you come in and talk to me? Because I have been here for you all along.
I called.
And you have not called me, you have not
I
left me
called- I
messages,
talked-
you have
I talked
not
to
sent me
Cindy.
email
Cindy-
messages.
Cindy is one that's doing it, not you. It was all in the
I
same
could be
spot.
your advocate here at the bank, though.
And we were,
Anita.
and
And
we were
I
great.
have
Then do it.
And I
Please
have
be
told
the
you
advocate
that.
then.
Once
You
it's
just said we
gone
were done
past-
here.
It's gone past the point where there's anything that I can do to help her now at this point. It's a legal issue, and we've gone
She
through the
just wants to come
process.
up with a comprehensive solution. I mean, we sit and go.
She
on the
can,
phone all
she
the time.
can buy the house from the bank.
Okay,
but
she
no,
can
I-
purchase
what
the
you're-
bank,
What you're saying,
close to
is
the
that-
bank.
what you're saying is that there should be some flexibility over 4 minutes' time. You know, this woman's just gone through a bunch of health issues and stuff, and she's a little
And,
flustered right now.
you know, why did we wait until?
Hold it. Just let me help my point. Okay. All right. Now, right now, here, where we're at right now,
Mhm.
you know, and this bank is here, and all this infrastructure is here. And the thing of it is that everybody knows this. It's like, all the treaties that were set forth were not honored by this government and stuff, and they still haven't been honored till this point, you know? And you being a Native American, I can tell by your earrings and stuff, you know, that we've had a lot of patience. We've had a lot of patience with this government, with reneging and foreclosing. We could foreclose on this whole entire country because of the lack of the treaties that were not honored. And so here's a Native American woman who is trying to do whatever she can to comprehensively keep something positive what's going on. You don't want toxic assets on your books. You should get a receivable coming in. And you're going to tell her that this country has reneged on these treaties for hundreds of years.
This is not about
but the thing of it
treaty
is,
issues.
the thing of it is, though, is that this country and this bank here